I am Mustafa Hunca. Many of you have been acquainted with me on Facebook. And in fact, I've had chats with quite a few of you on Messenger. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, I must say. Before I start this presentation, please be informed this video is only about the course in general, and video lessons will follow right after this one, hopefully, and maybe today or tomorrow, hopefully. I'm also hoping to do a couple of video or even a few weekly, that is, by the way. Well, some of you might have seen I recently started doing an English course for Turkish people on this channel, and then I thought, why not do it for our foreign friends in our Facebook group as well, so they could improve their Turkish speaking skills and thus might be able to feel more comfortable expressing themselves to local people in everyday situations. As clearly understood, I believe this video course, or shall we call it a small project maybe, will aim to help our friends, you, achieve this goal. The target here will not be to create masters of Turkish, certainly, but to facilitate for them the practice of communication with Turks in everyday life situations. There are several, and actually many, Turkish courses or stuff, shall we say, on the internet for you, for foreigners to learn Turkish. I had a quick look at some of them, and I plan to use some useful content from such projects, not much though. I prefer to design my own. As said, as for the content of the course, I have designed it as follows, which you will see now, and hopefully can stick to it with success. And it goes without saying, your questions will be welcome in comments section. You do not need to do likes if you don't like them. Don't feel obliged, please. Also, please share any opinion, suggestion that could improve our performance, okay? And I will be ready to consider them, for sure, not meaning we'll jump on them without first thinking about it. Okay, now let's get to our course contents, let's say. Well, I call this course Accelerated Practical Turkish for Foreigners, meaning it won't be anything sophisticated, obviously. As I said, it will just help you to feel more comfortable to communicate with Turks in the market, etc. Well, of course, we'll study syntax, sentence structures, and I will share this information with you on the screen. As you watch it, you will see it. Then word orders in general, or generally speaking, word orders, subject, verb, object, etc., or pronoun, blah blah. And of course, one of the most important verbs will be the verb to be, which is olmak in Turkish, olmak. Here, mak corresponds to your to in English, to go, the to at the beginning of the sentence or the word, the verb, to. It is a mak in Turkish, gitmek, for instance, or olmak, yatmak. This mak piece corresponds to at the beginning of to sleep, to go, etc. And of course, when we use it to instruct, to give instructions, we just drop it and say git instead of gitmek, or come, gel, instead of gelmek. Just like you say, normally it's the infinitive is to go, but you say go. It's very similar. I mean, almost, not almost the same, exactly the same. Then, of course, we have action verbs. Gelmek, gitmek, to come, to go, etc. And then we will see how we can construct positive sentences. Ben bir talebeyim, for instance. Talebe means student or öğrenci. Talebe. Ben bir talebeyim. This yim, I am part at the end of the sentence is actually am. I am. So we put the verb to be, which is your am. I am a student. In I am a student, at the end of the sentence, which goes ben bir talebe, I a student am. It's quite strange, but that's the way it goes. Actually, Turkish is quite a difficult language, I must admit or confess. Although some say, oh, Turkish is very easy, English is difficult. No, I don't agree to it at all. On the contrary. Anyway, then we have, of course, negative sentences. Before we proceed, of course, we have action verbs. The first one I explained was to be, verb to be, olmak. We have action verbs, gelmek, gitmek. Of course, this is how does it go? Ben giderim, ben gelirim. Of course, you know, ben means I. Ben giderim. This I am at the end of the sentence or the word shows its first person singular, meaning I. Ben giderim. I am. Of course, we have also ben, which is I at the beginning of the sentence. But if we can also say giderim without the I, ben, without ben. Giderim. So how do we know it is I go? Of course, we understand it from the suffix at the end of the of the word. Giderim, I am, meaning ben, I, meaning I. Sen gidersin is you go. You go. Sen gidersin. So, if we remove the word sen, it's okay. Gidersin without sen, still meaning you go. How do we know? Gidersin, sin part at the end of, sin suffix, let's say, at the end of the verb, meaning you. So this, in a way, it's easier, or at least it's an alternative. You can speak. It makes the sentence shorter, maybe. Sen gidersin, gidersin. Ben giderim, giderim. O gider, o meaning he. O gider, gider. Just like that. Okay. So of course, then we have the negative sentences. I'm not going into detail right now because this is only a short explanation. And then, of course, we have the interrogative question sentences. Then, while doing this, of course, we are certainly going to learn new words, or maybe just review them, for as many of you could also know these words. But it will add, I suppose, I believe. Then I'm just checking. Yes, and then we have tenses and conjugations. Tenses and conjugation. As I said a few minutes ago, ben bir talebeyim, sen bir talebesin, I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. Ben bir talebeyim, sen bir talebesin, o bir talebedir, biz talebeyiz, siz talebesiniz, onlar, they, meaning they, onlar talebedirler, or onlar talebedir. You can use both. And then we have the action verbs as well, tenses and action verbs. And just a second, I'm checking, by the way, in the meantime, not to miss anything. When I say tenses, we have, just like in English, we have several tenses, more than a few tenses actually, but I think it will be quite sufficient or enough to do the present simple tense, past simple tense, and present continuous tense, and the future tense, because this is what I also do in English. I mean, just to stay on top of the water, you know, not to suffocate, so that you can communicate I think it will be easy, or it will be possible to express yourself at least using 4 tenses, which I counted a few minutes ago. So we'll be doing these tenses and structures and sample sentences, and maybe corrections upon your comments in comment section, etc., etc. And we can do question and answers video as well, maybe, hopefully. And then we have the imperative order, like go, come, pay your money on time, bring some money to me, or whatever. I mean, call me tomorrow, etc. Imperative. Then we have conditionals. If, meaning if. I mean, if you come on time, we can go to the cinema. Eğer zamanında gelirsen, eğer meaning if, of course. Eğer zamanında meaning on time. Gelirsen, you come, we can go to the cinema. Biz gidebiliriz sinemaya. Biz sinemaya gidebiliriz. Just like that. Conditionals. Just to repeat once again, maybe I will try not to do anything sophisticated. I'm not planning to do this to turn this simple course into a sophisticated one, which is also, of course, quite a difficult thing to do. It will take a lot of time and effort and study, and I don't think the majority of you would have such time, and I don't think I would have the patience either, nor would you. So this is planned to be a simple, a practical course, as I said, just to make sure you can communicate yourself, express yourself, you can communicate. Then we have conjunctions, which is when I finish working this evening, when, çalışmayı bitirdiğim zaman, or when I see John, I will tell him. Ne zaman John'u görürsem ona söylerim. Yani gördüğüm zaman. And Turkish is real strange sometimes. I mean, believe me, it's real difficult to explain how it works, how it goes. So I will need to put in some effort, I suppose. And then we have adjectives, which are the easiest part, maybe. Kırmızı araba, for instance, red car. Nothing difficult, really. And then we have adverbs, as you know. He speaks English well. Well, this is also a little bit strange in Turkish, but we'll see what we can do. And next comes compound sentences. Of course, this is even harder. Meaning two short sentences or even more together. Like, ben Ali'yi gördüğüm zaman, Ali is a guy, Ben Ali'yi gördüğüm zaman. When I see Ali. Zaman here meaning when. And we don't even need to use ben, for instance. I mean I. When I see Ali. We say when see Ali, but how do we know it's I? Gördüğüm. Am at the end of this verb. Görmek, gördüğüm is real difficult. But don't lose faith. Don't be discouraged. So, well, not real complex sentences, but at least maybe we could learn to put together two short, simple sentences. We'll see what we can do, as I say. I mean, we'll try our best myself and you together. And then, of course, we'll do some vocabulary. Well, I believe you already know some vocabulary, but this way, it might be a chance for you as well to improve your vocabulary at the end of the day. So, to cut a long story short, this is what I'm planning to do in this course. And it goes without saying, regardless of, how hard I try or how good this course is designed, etc., at the end of the day, it depends on how much effort and time you can also put into this thing. Because if you don't work, if you don't study, if you don't study, if you don't put some energy and effort into this thing, do I need to say, you will not go anywhere. So it's not a one-side thing, Two parties will be working at the same time, trying, you and myself. So I think I've said enough, and I'm hoping to share a video maybe today or tomorrow. As I said, I will be trying to follow this course, schedule or program actually, the better word is. So see you in our next video. Well, I have not yet announced this course on other Facebook groups. I'm also sharing a lot of stuff on Fethiye Expat and Mr. Fethiye groups, but I've not shared anything on those pages yet. But you can spread the news. If anybody would like to, follow these videos, they are welcome, more than welcome. But in time, I could also share information on those pages as well. So, see you in our next and first video. Bye-bye.